Right, this for Ribbon Todd. No clocks between us now, no chimes to wake you. The littered books that filled your house among the olives lie on other shelves or sleep by strangers' beds. But I'll still take wine with you, meet your eyes on streets you never trod until today. Tomorrow will not be more time between us. And how the
Is it pronounced roof or
ribbon,
ribbon?
yeah,
Right, ribbon.
yeah. And this for another lost friend, Ken Smith, 1939 to 2003. This wind blows out the candles of flamed leaves, its breath all ice, like bitter words that summon wars, cold as a love crept to another bed. This wind has sung its song, moved on. A blackbird pecks in shriveled leaves. I hear the geese. I hear your voice, old friend, chuckle beside a summer sea. Well, we're in a sad mood, aren't we now?
But remembering what was the famous tour to Ireland?
Yeah, yeah. When I went with Peter Pegler.
Is that the occasion that James Simmons was dying at that time?
Yeah, we went to the poet's house and he was on his deathbed. So that was cheery. That was quite funny too in another level because they'd arranged this reading for us at the poet's house, and when we got into I forget the name of the village where it's nearby, we stopped for a bar and we saw these posters up about the event. And we thought, oh, this is getting well advertised. And we went up the poet's house and so stayed around. And nobody turned up, not a single soul. And then it was found out and discovered that they hadn't put time, date, or place on the posters.
Great posters, no location.
Yeah.
And Ken Smith wrote a poem with you in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He talks about the captain and the navigator. I was the captain, and Peter Pegler was the navigator. Yeah, it's a good memory to have because he was searching for his roots in Buncrana because his father came from there, had been shipped out as an orphan. I think his father had been 10 years old when he was shipped out from a Catholic orphanage to a farm in East Yorkshire. And he sort of wondered why his father was so bitter, but then he began to understand it. Yeah. And we eventually found a cousin of his who was in his 80s. But he was searching up his roots there. That was quite interesting. I found out more. He went in all the local authorities and libraries and all this thing. I found out more by staying in one bar drinking Guinness than he got. And it was me that found the cousin for him.
So you went through all the traditional channels.
I went through.
You just went.
I just went to this pub and started talking to people. Do you know about the Smiths?
He's got quite a lot in common with you as a poet.
I think so.
The sense of travel.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, the people.
Technically,
I think he's a bit more accomplished than I am. It's pure. Well, I see. I'm not having had any academic learning in a sense. I feel that It was much more immersed in poetry, let's put it that way, you know.
Can work
I-
against you though as well.
But
I think.
he makes use of personas, doesn't he, just as you do?
Hmm.
And often his persona will be somebody, if not illiterate, at least sort of uneducated, not picking up fox running.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting because this is what I think a lot of poets or writers seem to miss out on, the advantage of using the playwright's art, of going into somebody else's voice, because you have freedom there that you can't have as long as you're just stuck in your own persona, your own voice. So it opens up, you know.
It seems to me that generally, if you're talking about what you've done, the whole of your achievement, is that really you've managed to reclaim a lot of territory for poetry that had been taken over by fiction. I think the length, the use of different voices, the use of dialogue, narrative, plays. There are a lot of features that are there that you'd expect in prose fiction, in short stories, but yet at the same time, their poems are controlled enough and tight enough for them to be distinctively poetry and not to be fiction. It's not like they're walking a fine line between the two. They're most distinctively poetry, but you've actually reclaimed a lot of territory that fiction writers, I think, have claimed for their own. And poetry, historically, of course, is narrative. You know, and it's to do with expansiveness.
Yeah.
With all the things that you've been doing.
There is one poem that which I like very much in one way, this poem Costalago. But as a poem, I often wonder if it really isn't, or shouldn't have been written as a short story. I come down on the fact, no, I prefer it as a poem, but if I had the expertise when I wrote it as I have now, I'd have written it better in actual layout and, you know, because it is a, you know, fairly early.
Tristram Shandy feel that, hasn't it?
Mm, mm. But it is very much like, really, it's very much like a short story, the whole thing. And, yeah. But then you know, I don't know what percentage of my poems are stories, but I think it's very high percentage, even short poems.
There's narrative. I was going to say, even when you've not got a long poem which pursues a narrative, the short poems have got narratives implied in them.
Yeah.
Like the one about the Lost Island. You know, there's a whole narrative implied in that. I think it's just that with the longer ones, there are digressions. Whereas the short ones, you don't have the digressions. You know, the first one that you read, for instance, is full of digressions. But like a good storyteller, you know that a digression serves its purpose because it's putting off the moment that you're going to actually get to where the poem's going. And I think that the digressions are central to the way the poems are structured.
Well, in long poems, you've got to keep your audience awake too. They don't know what's coming next.
Costalago, you've got at least one character in Costalago, Roseanne Path, who turns up later.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice when you kind of
Yeah.
out. She's in years later you wrote about her, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I did. Well, that's it. I mean, when I was stuck, I picked up on using minor characters out of that poem and just going on, you know, going on a bit. Yeah. Walk-on parts get expanded a bit.
It's got the mesquite in it too, isn't it? Costalago. It's got the searching for a drug.
Hmm? Mescal? No, it's not a drug. It's a drink. Yeah. Yeah. No, but people get mixed up because they think of mescaline, which is the peyote related. But mescal is just a similar, made from cactus. Yeah, it's similar to tequila. Yeah.
I'd love for you to read the passerby novel.
Yeah, I think I should because that's again. I mean, I don't think I had any idea when I started off where this was going. Yeah.
Sorry?
Do you want me to take a photocopy and have it down for you?
Somebody did that with my Spanish poems because I'd only got one copy
Yeah.
of them, which are falling apart. But yeah, but Yeah, but nowadays, of course, I could go on the web and get some for very little money.